Hello, Gems. Welcome to Precious Metals Media. This is our special throwback segment called Classic Diamond Cuts, where we dust off some iconic uncut moments. Now, we all saw and loved the vintage Rick James and Charlie Murphy clips on the CHAPPELLE show in the early 2000s. But have you ever seen the raw, uncut, and uncensored version of the actual Rick James interview used for their content? No cap? Rick James could have had a stand-up comic career. For sure. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself, Gems. Classic Diamond Cuts. Let's roll the clip.
Crap, lies, fabrication, lies, all lies.
So you never punched him?
Charlie has a very short-term memory bank. You know, all the cocaine we did in the 80s and drinking has got to him. He got like 2 brain cells left. Lies. Charlie's lying like a Persian rug. That's all right. I'll straighten it out. I'll straighten it all out. Got to hear my side of the story.
All right, what is your side of the story? So he says you treat him like an older brother.
Yeah, I love Charlie. I always have loved Charlie. I still love Charlie. Sometimes, like an older brother, you got to go upside their head, you know. I had to go upside his head a couple times. You know, Charlie came out of the Navy, and, you know, he was young coming out of the Navy. His brother was doing pretty good in movies and stuff. But, you know, he was hanging out with the big dogs, you know. Charlie didn't know he was doing crazy things, and I had to straighten him out. Sometimes I had to go upside his head. Sometimes I put him aside and talk to him. You know, he's up in Hollywood, you know, running around in Hollywood with all the movie stars and the rock and roll stars, and sometimes he needed a smack. And I had to give him a smack every now and then. But all this stuff I'm reading is like, he's giving me karate chops and all this stuff. He didn't even know nothing about karate in them days. Kicking me and smacking me, and I'm crying like a bitch and all this kind of stuff. Come on now, you see Rick James crying like a? Come on now, let's get this story straight. What else? Come on now, what did he have to say?
What made you punch him? You remember punching him?
Yeah, I remember smacking him a couple times. I remember putting this ring upside his head one time. He wore my logo. This ring right here. Well, he calls it the Unity ring, but really, you know, I had 2 rings, okay? Now, the Unity ring was a round one with a point. Now, if I had to put that one upside his head, it would have stuck in his head, and it would have stuck in his head forever. This is the ring that went upside his head. It was a heart and the wings, okay? And this was imprinted in that black head of his for at least a week. They thought he was our mascot. It was imprinted so much in his head. Because he goes, Rick James. He used to do stuff like, he used to throw Prince at me all the time. Like, he used to say things like, Rick, what if Prince walked up to you right now and said, I'm going to beat your ass. I said, Charlie, what are you talking about? No, just say Prince walked up to you and smacked you across your face. What would you do? And I said, the same thing I'd do if you do it, smack you across your face. So he said, no, you're crazy, now you're talking out of line. And I'd give him a smack. And that'd be that. What, you gonna smack me back? I'm Rick James, he's Charlie Murphy. Huh? What's he gonna do?
He says he whooped your ass. He says he smacked you.
People say a lot of things under the influence. You know? People say a lot of things under the influence.
He said it yesterday morning.
What?
He said it yesterday morning. He said he whooped your ass. He said it was a long time ago. But
Charlie, why do you think Charlie Murphy's taking karate right now? Because Charlie Murphy could not fight. Charlie Murphy was in. Why do you think Charlie Murphy joined the Navy? We all know about the Navy. Okay? Did he join the Marines? Not. Did he join the Army? Not. Did he join anything where it took manpower? Not. He joined the Navy. Okay? The Navy. He was in the Navy. Where they had the white hats that go like this here. Come on now. Charlie Murphy couldn't whoop me in them days. Charlie Murphy would stand a chance of whooping me right now because I'm older and he's taking karate. That's why he's taking karate. Charlie got beat up a lot. Charlie got beat up a lot. He got beat up a lot when he was young, and them cocaine and them drinks, all them flashbacks, and all that. He's Charlie lies.
Do you remember what you used to call him? What your nickname for him was?
What?
What your nickname for him was?
My nickname for Charlie? I had a lot of nicknames for him. What did he say I called him?
Darkness.
What did he say I called him?
Darkness.
Yeah, Brother Darkness. That's right. I mean, you know Charlie. Cut off the lights and Charlie has to go, Rick, where Rick? Yeah, Darkness. Charlie is my brother Darkness. That's right. Eddie, both of them is Brother Darkness. Twin Brother Darkness. All you hear from Charlie is, you know, all you hear is that voice. All I used to hear is that voice. I used to constantly irk me. Rick, where Rick James? Where Rick James? Because, you know, Charlie don't talk with his teeth. When Charlie talks, his teeth is, you always notice when Charlie talks to you, his teeth is locked together? Well, that ain't from cocaine. That's just the way it is. Where Rick? Rick James. Rick James.
All right, do you remember when do you remember grinding your feet into Eddie's couch?
Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on Eddie's couch.
You remember why you did it?
Because Eddie could buy another one. I think it was something like Eddie or Charlie or somebody did it in my couch. See, I never just did things just to do them. Come on, I mean, what am I gonna do? Just all of a sudden just jump up and grind my feet on somebody's couch like it's you know something to do. Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on Eddie's couch, you know. But it was probably a dare from Charlie that I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I dare you to get up on this expensive couch and grind your feet in it. Yeah, see if you do it. I bet you do. I bet you won't. It's a brand new car. I bet you won't do it. And I probably did it.
All right. So, oh yeah, what about licking inside a girl's face? That was your thing?
I did a lot of licking on a lot of girls' faces. Because Charlie would always... See, I told you he was from the Navy. And he wasn't used to the Hollywood life. Now, in Hollywood, we did that sort of thing. You know, we French kissed girls in clubs. We licked on girls' faces. We grabbed girls' butts. And they liked it. Charlie was afraid to do any of that. He's talking about, Rick, let me see you grab that girl. Let me see you grab that girl by the butt. Let me see you do that. Let me see you grab that girl by the butt. I said, okay. I grabbed her by the butt, and the girl would like it. And then say, let me see you lick that girl's face. But the girl would be somebody, I would always pick out somebody I knew, so that would freak him out. And then he would go, damn, Rick could grab a girl by the face and lick it. He said, Rick is a man. Meanwhile, it would be somebody I knew, so I'd fool his ass.
And if you was picking up a girl, what would you say that how does Rick James pick up a girl in the 80s?
How did I pick up girls in the 80s?
Yeah.
I didn't have to say much. I just had to walk up to her and say, yo, you know, let's do something. What you want to do? What's your name? What's your name ranking? What's your serial number? What you want to do? Charlie had to go through this whole thing. Can I buy you a drink? What sign are you? And he don't know nothing about astrology. You know, what sign are you? We having an after party after the thing. This is my friend Cognac. This is my friend Larry. This is my friend Rick James. We're going over Rick James' house. That's how Charlie picked up girls after the drink. We're going over Rick's house after the club. You want to come? Charlie used my name to pick up girls. Charlie used, you know, that's what Charlie. I love Charlie to death, but Charlie just had, Charlie gained recognition. Boy, I can tell you some stories about Charlie Murphy now. I should tell him, but I'm gonna let him off. I'm gonna let him off easy. See, I'm not gonna do Charlie like he did me. All this bitch smacking me and me crying. I heard him tell a story that he came to a China club one time and I was behind the bar. Now this is true. I was waiting behind the China club because the China club was like my club too, you know. I could kind of do what I wanted there because I would jam there. And me and the owner, Danny Freed, were very close. So I'm behind the bar and I'm serving drinks and Charlie bends over. I call, I said, Charlie, come here. Back to the shit. He came over. Now, Charlie tells me, like, after I did that, then he tells me to come over and he smacked me and tears start coming out my eyes. Now, that is absurd. What? I'm gonna cry. Now, he may have smacked me, but wasn't no tears coming out of my, because it was probably one of them Prince smacks like, smack me like that. Because he knew better, because, he knew I'd throw him up with him. See, we used to throw him up a lot. You know how like when you meet a brother, and y'all say, like, what's happening? So what's happening? What's happening, man? And one guy punches the other, next guy punches the other. Next thing, y'all throwing them up and seeing who's the fastest or who's the quickest. I used to throw him up with Charlie that way, but I was quick. Ask Charlie; he'll tell you I was quick. Unless he's gonna lie about that too. He's probably gonna lie about that too.
So you're saying he never whooped your ass, he never karate kicked you?
Charlie whooped my ass in his dreams. I told you, Charlie had delusions of grandeur in his head. I'm telling you what's happening. Charlie taking karate right now. My son is taking karate, okay? He's 11. This is like a late in the years for somebody to be taking karate, don't you think? My son is taking karate so that he don't get his ass whooped when he gets to be Charlie's age. Charlie is taking karate because he got his ass whooped enough when he was young. Think about it. Think about the ideology behind the whole thing. Don't you think Charlie's a little old to be taking karate? He's probably taking it with the little kids. He probably got little kids doing katas. Kick, throw punches, and dojos. Did he ever tell you the story how he gave me a kick?
Yeah, he said he kicked you in the hotel room.
I smacked him once, right? I gave him a smack. Another time he got a smack. This is Eddie's brother. I got to look out for him, because Eddie's my man. Eddie been out here. Eddie's out there, and I'm out there, and we hanging out. Charlie gets out of the Navy. Charlie was out on leave. Charlie gets out, but Charlie's hanging out with us. And I had to give him a smack. I gave him a smack about something. We was throwing him up. He got another smack. And way he tells it, like he gave me this karate kick. Yeah, he gave me a kick, all right. It was like this. He gave me a kick like he came running across the room and said, And that really hurt, duh. He'll tell it like he gave me some kind of Bruce Lee cross kick or something, Yeah. Charlie whooped my ass. That imprint is probably still on his head from this ring. That's why I wore this ring. I wanted him to have memories of it. Because every time he looks at this ring, he remembers that imprint that stayed on his ass for a week. Can you imagine walking around with a heart and wings on your forehead? Can you imagine that? Think about it. Not a pleasant thought. And then how did you get that heart and wings? Rick James whooped my ass and gave it to me.
All right, so what were you saying about Charlie and Prince?
There's this story that goes around Hollywood to this day about this basketball game that went down by this little short androgynous skirt, high heel, fishnet stock going, wannabe man type human being, and Charlie and them playing in basketball. I don't even want to mention his name and give me no credit, right? He calls himself matter of fact, he doesn't change his name. He don't even have a name, so it don't even make no difference. He got some kind of sign. Anyway, Charlie done played him some basketball. This I'm just showing you where Charlie and them is at. I'm showing you all this masculinity that beat Rick up. Okay? All this masculinity we talking about. Now he played this little thing who ain't 4'9", some basketball. They challenged each other. It was like the shirts versus the blouses, Charlie called it. Do you know that this little thing beat Charlie and them in high heel stilettos? Can you imagine? And then when it made pancakes for him. I I wouldn't even tell nobody that. I wouldn't even tell nobody. And Charlie was talking about, yeah, we played physical basketball, and he went and beat us. And we called it, he said he was whipping all over the court. We couldn't stop him. He was like Albert Iverson. Albert Iverson, my ass. I would have tripped that little sucker up so bad, that little, shit. He would have made it to the hoop. He would have played another gig, I would have broke him up. I would have broke him off something so hard. But that's what I'm talking about. That's Macho Charlie for you. He probably slam dunked on Charlie in his face. 4'9". How can you imagine a 4'9" beating a 6'1" brother? Black Nubian king, a little 4'9" androgynous wannabe, don't know what color he is, beating Charlie in basketball. I was so ashamed of Charlie I didn't even talk to him for 2 years. Pitiful. So every time I see Charlie, I go, ooh! Just to let Charlie know I remember it. I want Charlie to see this ring. I want him to know this ring is the part of his life. It will always be a part of his life. And when he gets his purple belt or his blue belt or black belt, I'm gonna go upside his head again, just to see if he learned anything from that karate. And I bet you I put another engraving on his head.
Charlie said, what's your opinion of going too far?
Going too far? I think going too far is drawing blood from a friend or embarrassing a friend in front of his old lady, or hurting a friend where they have to go to the hospital, or something like that. You know, if I think suckering a friend with your fist. See, anything me and Charlie did to one another, whatever we did to one another, you know, whether my memory banks recall it right, or whether his memory banks recall it right, whatever we did open-handed. Other than the ring part. I mean, but that was an accident. I mean, you know. That was an accident. If I would have hit Charlie and say knocked out one of his teeth, that would have been Rick going too far. Charlie would have said, well, you're going too far now. But his tooth would have been knocked out, see? So I would have gone too far. You know, if I would have busted his eye where his eye was hanging out the socket, you know, he would say, well, Rick, you really gone too far now. You know, my eyeball hanging out my socket. See, Rick? Now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna fix it? Is your insurance gonna cover it? He'd come with some old crap like that. That's going too far, man.
He said back in the day, he used to have ladies do whatever you want. He see in the hotels where you had like as many girls you want, and they do whatever you want.
Well, what was he doing? Twiddling his thumbs? Charlie had a reputation. Charlie was told by some people about women not to even go to leave, for Charlie to leave him alone. This is so long ago, though, and we used to keep them for like weeks, and we would keep them for as long as we wanted, and have our wicked way with them. And next time you saw the women, their hair would be all scraggly, torn apart, and their dresses would be coming off, and stockings would be torn. Where you been? With Charlie Murphy? With Charlie Murphy? Did you have fun? Yeah, I had fun. But what happened? He told us to leave. He threw us out. He got 3 bones. Yeah, Charlie used to go through them like cornflakes. But of course, I'm the bad guy here, so it's probably me. Charlie will tell a lie. Don't think he's like, you know, he's like the angel. Don't think, you know, what he says is gospel. Because when it comes to me, he gonna tell a lie. I'm just gonna try to keep it real, you know, like my songs. I'm gonna try to keep it real. But see, there's one thing about me and Charlie. To this day, all the little scraps and all the little things that we've been through since the '80s and all that stuff, we still have a big amount of love for each other. I love Charlie Murphy. And I can really say that I love Charlie Murphy. I love Charlie's mama. And I love Vernon. And I love his brothers. And I love Eddie. And I love the whole family. But Charlie holds something special to me more than any of them. Because me and Charlie done had it out. With as much as me and Charlie done had it out, you would think that two people would never even talk to each other no more. Because most of the time, the way we done went at each other, basically two people would never even want to even be around each other. But we have it out, smack each other upside the head, smack each other in the face, punch each other in the chest, kick each other. I mean, can you imagine two grown men doing this? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. And we say, well, the next thing you know, we hugging and having a drink. And now here I am on this show, singing for Charlie Murphy. I must be crazy. And I don't even do cocaine anymore. I must be losing my mind. Reminiscing about Charlie Murphy talking about kicking my ass. Ain't that a B?